fish. But
Got one?
yeah, need a net.
Yeah.
Definitely need a net. You guys missed it yesterday. Today's Friday. There was an absolute monsoon to run through here yesterday. It literally rained from the time I started fishing till like 9 o'clock last night. It was ridiculous. I guess the tail end of, or really Hurricane Sally, the remnants of her moved through here, and it was just a torrential downfall all day. I basically had the lake to myself. So it's Friday. I couldn't go pro yesterday, but it's Friday today. I figured out a little bit yesterday, not much. I caught the biggest fish of my life yesterday, a 13-pound striper. I'll throw a picture up so you can see it. Just a giant fish. Honestly though, I caught probably 10 bass, but only 2 keepers. So still a lot to figure out today. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna fish a good long time today. Usually on Fridays I don't fish too much, but I just feel like I need the time out here. Try to find every little bit I can. So tag along, let's see how we do today. Ain't a big one, but don't even know if it'll measure. No, 13 and a half. I'm gonna mark this spot. Little rip-rap bass. Working that popper really slow. Probably fish here tomorrow. I'm gonna go try to find some more rip-rap now. I'm not gonna throw any more on this. Not on Friday. Tiny little feller. Can't do much with this. Looks like a Lake Norman bass. Oh, Nelly, look at what we have here. Look at what we have here, boys. Got a little smallmouth action. And he's bleeding. Gosh, every daggone fish I catch here lately wants to bleed and get swallowed a hook. Try to help you out. Can I get it? Nope. I don't want to kill no smallmouth. never catch smallmouth. All right, we're gonna have to do the right thing, the best thing I can do. Just cut it. I know it's a little smallmouth, but still, it's a smallmouth. He's swimming away. Maybe be all right. That hook will rust out. Yeah, little smallmouth. That's pretty cool. Well, I guess that's a good time for a midday update. While I retie my drop shot here. Man, it's been a little tough. It's been really tough. Caught more fish yesterday. Yesterday, during the friggin' remnants of that hurricane, I caught 2 or 3 keepers, but probably 10 or 12. 10 or 12. I can't talk and do this knot at the same time. But anyway, I probably caught 10 or 12 bass and only 2 keepers. That's that. And your goal in practice usually isn't to whack them and catch 20 pounds. Your goal is just to catch fish. And I did that yesterday. But not so much today. Which is worrisome a little bit. And I can't catch them really power fishing. Caught most of my fish on this drop shot. And with the conditions and everything, I just figured that, dude, the bite should be on fire right now. Our water temperature is down into the mid 70s. It's going to be probably even lower than that. It's supposed to be 40 some odd degrees tomorrow morning. I just figured the fishing would be on fire. And it's on fire for someone. It just ain't on fire for me. But I was hoping for a better practice today so I can have some confidence going into tomorrow. But confidence level is not that great right now. So we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Need to find a few more spots to catch some quality fish tomorrow. He was little anyhow. But again, with the little fish. Jeez. Oh, he broke me off. 6-pound line. Let's talk about it. I want to talk about it. He broke me off on a 6-pound line. He's a 3-pounder. I don't know if you saw him jump or not. He jumped. Now, I don't mean nothing for the tournament, but just for me, I've been struggling. So I finally came offshore. I used my Lake Master chart. I came out here to this. There's an offshore hump out here. I'm sitting in almost 30 foot of water though. I ran over. I saw 2 marks. So one was a stump, one was a fish. Put a waypoint on it, turn around, pointed right at it. Oh man, it won't no ocean pony, but still, 6 pound line. Gosh, that really concerns me. Like maybe I need to be out here fishing 8 pound line. God, that or I need to work on my drag a little bit. I ain't caught a fish that size out here. That was my first real test with 6 pound line. But dang, man, that makes you feel so good. You finally catch a decent fish, and look, I am way out here. That island right there behind me is 400 yards away, maybe more. That's the closest thing to me. Wow. I've been saying all year my finesse game has really improved. Now I've never thrown 6 pound line. This is my first time throwing 6 pound. She sure did break me off because I didn't have the drag set. She jumped and dove right straight down at the boat, and the drag started screaming and it just popped. So I need to lighten that drag a little bit more, I guess. But that's awesome. That's cool. It's amazing what one fish can do for you confidence-wise. It really is. It really is. Got, but I'm on 6 pound line. I have no idea, guys, but I've never caught a big smallmouth, and this is what it feels like. Big smallmouth. I got my leader. Where's it at? Ain't a big smallmouth. It's the biggest smallmouth I ever caught. I got it. He ain't that big, but daggone, they fight. I guess he's 2.5. God, man, they continue to squeak. That's fun. That is fun. I like smallmouth fishing. I'm just leave it in there. Maybe it'll rust out and you'll make it. Not a giant one, but still smallmouth fishing. It's fun. I guess that's gonna do it for today. I found this last little spot here. Not a great practice, but I caught just enough couple of fish to let me know that, hey, hopefully maybe I can at least get some points and catch a keeper or two tomorrow. I fished shallow all day yesterday, and as soon as I kind of came out deep here, I started getting bit. So, boy, something to think about. I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Zero idea. But we're gonna give it all we got, that's for sure. If I catch a fish or two here, you'll see me on Lake Lanier in October. It's gonna be a real quick stop. I just want to see if they're on this point right here.
Okay.
I just want to throw on a time or two.
Okay.
What's happening? Fish?
Got one?
Yeah, need a net.
Yeah.
Definitely need a net. 6-pound line. Oh no.
Oh, he's over there to him there.
3-pounder.
Oh man. Oh good. If you can get him to the side of the boat, I'll get him.
He's in this rock.
Just take our time with it. It'll work his way out.
The 6-pound line, he's in a brush pile. Oh my god, he's in a brush pile.
That's right. Just take it time. Keep it tight on him. He'll come out to the way.
He's 6-pound line, he's gonna break me.
Yeah. You come out.
You didn't see if that fish jumped.
Alright, just take your time with it. How deep is that water?
8 something.
Okay. Alright, tight your pin. If it comes.
Come on now. She's still there.
Yeah.
You brush pile.
That hurts.
I don't feel her in there.
Still running with it, yeah. Get off. Lose your worm. At least you got the bite. Mr. Dave. But that's a part of the game too. Come up this time, right here.
Thank you very much. These fish are deep.
It's a free one.
These fish are deep. That's the second fish today that's been deep. These fish are not shallow, at least not the ones I have been able to find. You barely got them to.
Boy, he's just as healthy as he could be. Got that fish.
Hey, I appreciate the net, John.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Shoot,
Got the points.
If I had missed him at that net, boy, I wouldn't have been right.
Just drop it right there. I got it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad you got him, boy.
Yes, sir. Me too.
Yes, boy, I'm glad you got him. Working on them, boy. He's working on them.
Did all I could, man. Did all I could.
Yeah.
So certainly not the finish I wanted. Absolutely not. And it took me a little while to get over this one. You know, I'm like a week late from posting this video because simply I didn't want to look at the footage. I didn't want to sit down and look at, you know, all the fish I didn't catch. But it's been a week and a half now since Smith Mountain, and honestly, I'm over it. I feel I'm fine, you know, and I can look back at the footage now actually, and it's amazing how much I actually discovered. The first thing that sticks out at me is you spend way too much time in shallow in practice, and that's because on my way to the lake I was like, look, the water temperature's got to be low, these fish have got to be in this transition phase, they've got to be following shad to the backs of creeks, main lake pockets, they've got to be shallow. I gotta tell you, man, I spent all day Thursday shallow, most of the day Friday shallow, caught a bunch of small fish, but as soon as I went deeper, that's when I started finding the quality fish. So, I mean, I learned a valuable lesson in this event, and that's never to go into an event with your mind made up of what you're going to do and how you're going to catch them. You know, I am fortunate enough that I came away with one fish here, and I got the points I needed, and, you know, that's a blessing. I'm not sure where I'd be standing if I hadn't caught this one fish, but I can say that one fish did a lot for me. I actually finished the Piedmont division this year in 17th in the point standings, which is by far the best year I've ever had in the Piedmont division. So a lot to hang my hat on this year. The Piedmont division this year was a little bit, easier to compete in because you didn't quite have the number of boats. You didn't quite have the number of anglers to participate this year because the regional is in Lake Lanier. And just not a lot of guys want to go down there. So it wasn't quite as difficult as it normally is, but still, on my resume, I finished 17th in this division. So I've got a lot to kind of, hold my head up about. Whenever you have a tough tournament, it does take a while to get over it. And that's just natural. It just is what it is. It just, it eats at you. And you can always second guess. Hindsight is always 20/20. And man, I just really wish I could go back to the Wednesday before this tournament and I would do things so differently. I would have go offshore and I would have stayed offshore. And last year when I came here, I was able to catch some fish on a spinnerbait shallow. And so having that in my brain, I was like, all right, I'm going to try to do the same thing. Man, I threw that damn spinnerbait so much in this tournament, and I could not get bit to save my life. Another thing that happened in this event was a cold front came in the night before. I'm not a fish biologist, I don't know, but I swear when that temperature drops like that, I really think that it kind of gives them a little lockjaw. And I think that happened too, because I couldn't even get bit on short fish in this event. So it was just a tough event for me overall, but obviously somebody wrecked them. I mean, somebody caught them really good on the first day. Like after the first day, it was like 19 pounds, was leading. And so obviously some people caught them. I don't have the experience on this lake yet to compete very well. But that being said, I'm really looking forward to come back here and really try to figure it out. Catching that one, probably 3.5 to 4 pound fish in practice, really just, that's my favorite way to fish is offshore. So I'm really hoping to come back next year and dial that bite in. And, I really like the lake. I think it has just so much potential. And I really am looking forward to coming back to Smith Mountain in 2021. Man, I tell you though, the first bite that I got tournament morning, and the fish locks me into a brush pile just like I had just happened the week before. That sits with you a while. When that kind of thing happens to you in the first 15 minutes of a tournament, it eats at you for a little bit. It took me a couple hours, honestly, to get over that. Like I say, fishing is a mental game. Absolutely, it is a mental game sometimes. And it took me a while to get over that, and I really don't think I really recovered because I thought about that fish all day. But for 2 hours there, it was just like on my brain. I couldn't even concentrate. So, but that was something else, just, for that fish to come up, jump, go back down, and swim into a brush pile, lock me into it, and eventually just gets off. And for that exact same thing happened in the Lake Norman Super Tournament the week before. That's just, what are the odds of that? But it is what it is. It's an experience. I learned from it. This is the first time I've ever thrown 6-pound line. I've learned 6-pound line's fairly strong. You just have to, you have to manage your drag. You can't horse the fish at all. You really can't. They're going to do what they want to do until they get tired. And so it was a good learning experience. I like the lake. I'm learning more and more about Smith Mountain every year. But guess what? Our regular season is done. All right, everything up to this point means nothing. Really doesn't. Because now in October, I get the opportunity to go fish in 2 regional championships. One's on the James River, the other one's on Lake Lanier. They're about 2 weeks apart from each other. And nothing else matters. It doesn't matter what happened on Carr Lake this past summer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I started the year on Lake Norman. Nothing else matters anymore. All right, I've accomplished the goals of getting to where I wanted to get, and that's these regional championships, and nothing else matters. So we're putting Smith Mountain Lake behind us. We're putting Lake Norman behind us. We're putting High Rock behind us. We're putting Carr Lake behind us. We're putting all these places behind us. And we have everything that we want right in front of me right now. And this is where the season starts. You fish all year to get to this part, the championships. This is where you prove yourself. This is where, this whole year has been a prove it year for me. So it's time to prove it. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by prove it? Well,
based on what I do this year, is going to determine, it's going to shape the future. Not just next year, but in 2022, 2023. And this is my time to prove it to myself. You know, can I do this, or am I just wasting my time and money? And so I'm really looking forward to this opportunity. Putting Smith Mountain Lake behind me, putting everything else behind me, and looking forward. And you know, so our season kind of restarts right now. So appreciate you watching. Hope maybe somebody learned something about Smith Mountain Lake today. I really like the lake. I do. I love it. I'm looking forward to going back. I'm looking forward to these 2 regional championships that we have here in a couple of weeks. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you on the James River.